with Jeff Scroggins from Jeff Scroggins in Colorado. So Jeff, nobody lives in Colorado. Tell us where the band got the name from and what's going on with you guys.
Yeah, well, when we started, we all did live in the Front Range area of Colorado, and I met Greg Blake at a mutual friend's wedding, and and Tristan was 14, and we all kind of had like common musical interests, and we decided we'd start this band. And we had a couple of other local people there in Colorado with us, and the fiddler and the bass player both had like real jobs and lives, and they pretty quickly had dropped out, and we got some new people. So, but the three of us were in Colorado until recently, and then in the last year, Greg moved to Kansas City, Tristan moved to Nashville, and I moved out, and I'm like kind of living my life in BC. I mean, I'm on the road so much that I'm really not. None of us live anywhere. We were on the road over 300 days of both of the last 2 years. So saying you live somewhere is kind of funny. But when I'm not on the road, I've been hanging out with my girlfriend who lives in Maple Ridge, BC.
So Tristan joined the band at 14, and you got to be awfully proud of him. Tell the story about how he got to become a mandolin player instead of a banjo player.
Well, I built him a banjo when he was 7, a banjo from a kid. It was like a kid-sized banjo, and he learned a few songs on it and had fun with it. He was interested, because he was always interested in the music, but then he picked up my grandfather's mandolin that he'd left me when he died, and he started playing that, and he just went nuts with it, and 5 months later he won a little contest. It was actually the New Mexico State Mandolin Championship, which is like not a huge deal because there's not like a ton of bluegrass in New Mexico, but it's still, to a 9-year-old kid, to beat a bunch of adults in a contest is pretty amazing, and that kind of really hooked him into it, and he just kept getting more and more interested, and eventually he was just like obsessed with it, and here we are.
Now, talk a little bit about, you have a CD that's coming out. Is it finished, and you're just
it's recorded. It's all the recording is finished. It's going to be on Patuxent Music label, Tom Mente's label there, and he lives in Rockville, Maryland. It's a great little label, and we got involved with Tom because of Mark Schatz, who plays bass with us most of the time, and he also produced the CD, so it's produced by Mark Schatz, and Mark's playing the bass. And we're really excited because I think it's by far the best thing. I mean, I guess you always hope that each one gets better, but I feel like this is the first one that's really going to kind of capture what I wanted to capture in a recording of this band, because the recordings we've made up till now, I felt like were nice, but they'd never really captured. There's a lot of energy on the stage when we play. It's a really, really high. People always say that their band's a high energy band, but this is really a high energy band. And like capturing that was important, and I think Mark did a good job of that.
And that'll come out?
It should come out like July would be great, but realistically it'll be for sure by IBMA, which means like, August or September, for sure by September.
So between now and then, what all do you have going on? I understand you're going overseas and...
Well, we're playing, we got a little bit of a lull coming up for us. I mean, we're gonna get a couple of weeks off and playing in BC on the Vancouver Island. And then we were going to go to Europe and play. We're teaching at a camp in Norway for a while. Oh, before that, we're going to the Prince Edward Island and playing a festival on the way over. And then we do the camp in Norway. Then we fly to London, and we're going to do the South Essex Bluegrass Festival, which is just east of London. And we're doing a little club, which I wish I could remember the name, but I totally can't right now. There's also south, but more southwest of London. And I've got one gig in a town called Dumfries in Scotland, because that's like the area where my family grew up, and somebody offered me a gig and I took it. And it's this little tiny gig. And then we're going to finish that little tour off by flying and doing 4 days in Ireland, which was like the main part of that is playing a cool bluegrass festival in Ardara in County Donegal, and we've been there a few times, and it's like that's one of my favorite places on the planet. It's a very beautiful place.
You're going to be very busy, so thank you very much for your time today, and appreciate it, and look forward to seeing your set this evening.
Oh, thanks so much.